Yes, so we're here for Sam's celebration of his adoption. I almost said his full name, and then I would have gotten in trouble because that's one of the questions. So, but hey, tonight we're going to make this night all about Sam because Sam becomes the first of many. And I just want to thank all of you at the Northgate for sowing into the life of Mike and Jen as elders and the prophets of this house. We honor and love you guys so much and celebrate this word coming alive. And so one of the ways that I wanted to start this out is I want to take you back to the journey. What a lot of people in the world today, a lot of people in the world do not understand the word or the gift of prophecy. And Samuel Thompson is literally a 10-year process of a word of the Lord that Mike and Jen received all the way back in the prayer barn before we ever gathered as Oak or taken in the gym. And so we were actually talking about the story how I believe it was a woman that operates in the gifts that began to prophesy that they would have a son named Samuel. And then as we begin to journey together, we've always prayed for the baby that they would have. And so the amazing part was, some of you remember, I believe it was on a Wednesday night prayer meeting. On a Wednesday night prayer meeting, we began to prophesy over Mike and Jen that a baby boy was coming. And do you remember? I sowed money into them and told them to go buy an outfit. I also on the same night sowed money into Dexter and Cece that they would have a girl and that both of them would have children within the next year. And that came to pass. And so even more confirmation to the word that is manifest in front of us, when Apostle Damon came in, Apostle Damon started to prophesy in one of the service that Samuel was coming, Samuel is coming, Samuel is coming. I got goosebumps as I'm saying it right now. And it wasn't short after Apostle D made that apostolic announcement. We were in a Monday prayer meeting praying for the spirit of adoption to be released in our region. And my phone vibrates and rings. And I look down, and I'm not going to say who it was, but it was a woman that attended the church at the time. And she said, please call me ASAP. The Northgate has an opportunity to adopt the child. And right there, I have never been in a moment. I've seen many prophetic words, but I've never been in a moment in a prayer meeting where we were specifically praying into the spirit of adoption, that we were calling orphans to a place called home. And in the midst of that prayer meeting, God responded in that moment. In that moment, what we were praying for, God responded to fulfill the prophetic word over Mike and Jen's life and a word over Samuel's life to find a place called home. And so we are so thankful that, Sam, this is your forever home right here with the Thompsons and the Northgate. So with that being said, man, there's only one right way to do this as we celebrate Sam, the word of the Lord coming alive. And for all of you that have prophetic words to be foster parents, to walk in adoption yourself, this opens the door for every single one of us in here. This opens the door for every single one of us. So with that being said, it's been a long 2-year process. Northgate, thank you for every dollar that you sowed into the life of a son finding a mom and dad and finding a place called home. Northgate, I honor you. Let's honor one another. I see churches building bigger programs and doing things, and that's awesome if that's what they're called to do. But listen, I'm thankful this is what we are called to do. And I'm so thankful. That was one of the greatest investments the Northgate has ever made. And so with that being said, we have a slideshow to celebrate the last 2 years of our lives with Sam. Mike, give it up. Give it up for Sam. Did I scare you? There you go.
Good and faithful one, you never change. You never give up. Your love calls me home. into your arms and into your heart. There's a table before me, full of your goodness, full of your presence, Lord. And there's a seat called beloved, you made just for me. And here in this land, I'm free indeed. I am home, I am home, here with you, Father. I am home, I am home, here with you, Father. Good and faithful one, you never change, you never give up. Your love calls me home, into your arms and into your heart. Oh, good and faithful one, you never change, you never give up. Your love calls me home, into your arms and into your heart. And there's a table before me, full of your goodness, full of your presence, Lord. And there's a seat called beloved, you made just for me. And here in this land, I'm free indeed. And there's a table before me, full of your goodness, full of your presence, Lord. And there's a seat called beloved, you made just for me. Here in this land, I'm free indeed. I am home, I am home, here with you, Father. I am home, I am home, here with you, Father. I am home, I am home, here with you, Father. I am home, I am home, here with you, Father. And your goodness is indisputable, undeniable, irrefutable. 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 And your goodness is indisputable, undeniable. And there's a table before me, full of your goodness, full of your presence, Lord. And there's a seat called beloved, you made just for me. And here in this land, I'm free indeed. And there's a table before me, full of your goodness, full of your presence, Lord. And there's a seat called I am whole. I am whole. Here with you, Father. Good and faithful one, you never change, you never give up. Your love calls me home into your arms and into your heart. Good and faithful one, you never change, you never give up. Your love calls me home into your arms and into your heart. There's a table before me, full of your goodness, full of your presence, Lord. And there's a seat called beloved, you made just for me. And here in this land, I'm free indeed. I am whole. I am home. Here with you, Father. I am home. I am home. Here with you, Father. Good and faithful one, you never change, you never give up. Your love calls me home into your arms and into your heart. Oh, good and faithful one, you never change, you never give up. Your love calls me
Come on, give the
home.
Lord a hand clap of praise. I want you to think about the song that was being sung. There's a table before you, a seat called beloved. What everyone in this room should understand is that you're seeing the word of the Lord become complete and manifest. And I'm asking everyone in this room the question, are you willing to trust the Lord for 10 years? For 10 years, Mike and Jen had the word of the Lord that they were going to have a son. So I'm telling you, if you have a seat called beloved that's made just for you and you found home, then here's what you need to understand. I've been teaching you guys specifically, and I didn't know how the Lord was going to play this out, but it's awesome how the Lord has played this out, because I've spent the month in James chapter 1, verses 22 through 26, and you know what it talks about? What do you do with the word of the Lord that you have heard? What will you do with the word of the Lord that you have heard? How will you respond to it, it says. And it says this, that good word is the news that you're beloved. Do you know what's awesome? Does anybody here know that verse 27, once you figure out the word of the Lord and you wait for it and you apply it and you trust it, do you know what verse 27 is? It says now. It says now. Now that you understand that you're beloved, now that you understand that you have a seat at the table, now that all God's promises are yes and amen, now that you understand who you are in Christ, it says now true religion undefiled is for you to take care. You'll have the ability to take care of orphans and widows. I don't know if some of y'all got that one. Because we're answering the call, because they answered the call, beloved identity. Now the Lord said, now, Mike and Jen, your religion is true, and I'll give you the ability to take care of the fatherless and to take care of the hopeless that have seen nothing but death, the widowed that has seen nothing but death, because you have found your authentic, beloved identity in Christ. Now your religion will shine so true that the fatherless will find fathers around you and the hopeless will find life around you. Everybody in this room should realize that them standing before an authority, and this is what's so awesome, for 2 years, they had to struggle with a wrong authority. Some of you may be listening to the wrong authority. Because when the shift of what had authority over them took place, the judge stood before them and said, this cannot be overturned. From this day forward, his name is Samuel Josiah Thompson. From this day forward, watch, the authority said this can never be overturned. This can never be overturned. Some of you need to trust that you've been hanging on to the word that the authority is about to say, and this will never be overturned. From this day forward. From this day forward. And Mike told us now I want you to tell it. Talk about the inheritance, how that hit you.
Yeah, so we had to go back in the room because probably like 12, 13, actually like 15 or 16 of you were there. And you probably waited a while, like what's going on behind the scenes. And they go over all this technical stuff, and it's you're kind of like, you go through this whole thing, and they want you to make sure you know what you're getting into, in case you have any last stops. And our attorney was saying stuff, and the judge interrupted her and said, I want to talk about some financial things. And I was like, oh, great, what is this going to mean? You know, just in my head, like, and she said, not only do you provide for him until he's 18, but this boy now has an inheritance like any other child that you would have. He is your official bloodline heir and is entitled to every inheritance. And we just lit up. She's like, do you understand that? And we said, yes. And we're going to open a fund, and we can't wait to leave him an inheritance. What I realized is, too, is that whole thing and process of Dave Ramsey and everything we've been through for years is leading us all out of this place of poverty where there used to be in me, I wish I could leave an inheritance. And there was none of that. There was complete joy and excitement. Yes, where you get to leave this kid an inheritance. And sometimes you think of, you know, the homelessness he would have been a part of, the drug, whatever that lifestyle, the foster care, being bounced around and different things. That his story is just amazing because it's one of many. And there's so many other. Honestly, there's so many prophecies and things that happen attached to this. You know, one of the ones was Nietzsche. I just want to show you how simple this is, but how powerful it was. Nietzsche texted me a Jason Upton testimony probably 2 years before this happened, right? Before it started. And it was from the ramp. And he gave his testimony how he was given up for adoption, and his mom prayed. I pray that he'd be a worshiper in spirit and truth and all this stuff. And he goes in this emotional testimony of how he wanted to meet his mom later in life, and he met his mom, and she was in the church listening to his music and had no idea that was her son. When he let her go, she let him go. She wrote this whole thing out in a prayer, and man, it's just touching if you ever get to look it up. And it struck my heart, and I said that in my living room. I could tell you I was weeping. It just hit me, and we loosely talked about adoption here or there. It was never like a thing yet that we really like focused on it. And dude, I was weeping before the Lord. I said, Lord, if you give me the next Jason Upton, I'll give my entire life. I'm like, you don't have to be a worship leader. You don't have to do, but give me the next Jason Upton that you're willing to use to change the world. I'll give my life to raise him. And And if Nietzsche didn't text me a video, that's all it was, as simple as that was, that started a seed. You know, prophecies go back 10 years, but that started kind of a seed, and it started just everything from what you did, the prayer, everything just so remarkable. And I just sit so excited because how many of you have words for adoption? Raise your hand. Or foster care. Look at that. We know Trina's out there. And dude, just the love that you've shown him and you've shown us, I can't wait to sow into it. It's exciting to me that literally, when he even said it the other day, when Pastor Jamie would rebuke the whole crowd of Republicans and said, y'all want abortion to end, but how many are willing to adopt or bring a foster kid in your home? And I see the excitement on all of you and the love and passion you have, where you're like, I want one, I want one, I want to bring home some babies. That gives me hope for America. And that says, and it's so cool not to be on the other end of that rebuke of having that heart where we're sitting there, yes, we'll take them all. We'll take them all. And that goes back to what your mother's word about the orphan spirit. There's so many words, and it's not just about him. This is just the beginning. I go back to the word he gave. We're going to have an adoption summit, and man, he said, the first one we're going to adopt is going to be Mike and Jen's, but it's the first of many to come. So this whole process is like, you know, even times we wanted to give up, in the back of your head, like, is this really going to happen? You know what I mean? You start to doubt a little bit. You start to think, no, we have a word from Papa Jimmy. We have a word from Apostle D. We have words from 10 years going by. And then you think, this isn't just about us. This is about the whole family and how we begin to move forward. So it's so exciting. So I won't keep talking, but guys, I can't even express it. I know talk is cheap. Thank you so much for all the time and tears and prayers. I mean, Mama, my God, has sewed so many books and wrote so many notes to us, and every single one we would read and cry. We would, you know, I'm like, Mama, I was at it again. She gives a little book, and I'm like, oh, Mama, she believes it more than I do. And I'd open a book, and we read it, and we'd go, in our kitchen. Year after year, she's like, I'm still believing, praying for you two. I'm still believing. So listen, do you still believe in the word of the Lord over your life? I'm telling you, man, I still realize how much religion I have when I still filter words through the lens of ministry. And I'll tell you the story because I didn't know today. That years ago, I lost a journal from 2011, and I always label my journals. I don't know why. Just something I do with the Lord. And Nietzsche found it randomly in the office of the other plaza 2 years ago before this whole thing started. It was literally like, what, March 2019 or May 2019? Because I put in another journal that Nietzsche found, the journal that kind of put me with this family. There's all kinds of stuff about rockets and launching, and I was at Bethlehem with the Glory Barn, so there was nothing that was home of the Rockets wasn't on the radar. But the cool thing was the title of the journal that was lost from 2011 that didn't get found until 2019. Actually, March is when that happened with the prayer meeting. Is the name of the journal is Season of Samuel, and it was lost. It was lost for 8 years, 7 years. What is it? 8 years. 8 years. 8 years, or maybe it ended in 2013 or whatever. But 7 or 8 years, it was found. It was like the Lord saying, "Hey, remember this?" And you thought it was just a journal title, but it's really a prophecy. I'm bringing that back into. So listen, even if you have to wait 10 years for Tig, for Braden, I'm telling you, I don't. And I'm 100% convinced. I know she is too. And I pray into him all the time. I'm like, I saw someone that looked like Tig behind me at Panda Express like a month ago, and I was like, Lord, send Tig to the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, it has to happen. I don't know when. I'm tired of waiting. You know, I got to watch that attitude, but I'm like, tired of waiting. It's got to happen. Do you believe the promises that come from this man, from each other, from Apostle D? I mean, man, Bobby Lumley prophesied into it in his kitchen, stuff that was worried in my heart. Just so many people. So thank you so much.
I know one of the things the Lord has been dealing with me about this house is if anybody touches the microphone in this house, don't let it become a good speech to you. This is the word of the Lord. And if it ever becomes that this is just a good encouragement speech, then you need to back up and check your heart. What is coming out of this house is the word of the Lord. And it's up to us to honor and steward the word of the Lord. So in that, man, the way this is working out tonight is absolutely perfect because we're going to have some fun. But before we have some fun, what I want to do, and I actually told Mike and Jen I was going to do this, and I'll never ask you to do anything that I will not do, but I feel like this is protocol from here, and I'll pass this down to my sons and my daughter, and I pray they pass it down to their children. But I believe every time an adoption is settled, every time it is settled, I believe that it is our responsibility to take up an offering for the inheritance of this child that has now been entrusted to this house and one of the families in this house. And I told Mike and Jen, we're going to take up an offering so that Samuel can open up his bank account. We get to be a part of him paying his first tithe. This is huge, guys. This is huge. So we're going to take up an offering. I want you to get that video and that song back up. And this is what I want us to do. I want us to come and form a line like we're almost coming through a fire tunnel. I want us to come over here and form a line. Those of you that want to give an offering or if you've brought a gift, and I want you to come and place it in the basket, and I want you to love on Mike and Jen and his family, and I want you to love on SJ, and I want us to, honor unlocks things. That is how this house believes. And I'm not doing nothing phony. Like I feel like everybody in here should give $100. No, I'm just asking you to sow into what? The word of the Lord. I'm asking you, is it speech to you or is this the word of the Lord to you? The Bible says, sow into the prophet, reap the prophet's reward. If this is a true prophetic word, then it is an opportunity and an honor to sow into this word and allow it to come back as fruit into our own lives, but inheritance into Samuel's life. Amen. So, Mikey, go ahead and play that song. Let's stand to our feet, and let's go ahead. Armin, go ahead and come on up. Ed and Jeanette right here. We're going to form a line. Come right around the back. Everybody go right out that way there. All right. Come on, Ed. Ed and Jeanette. Where did Jeanette go? All right. If you're making out a check, make it right out to Mike Thompson. We're not bringing this stuff through the church. We're giving this directly to Mike and Jen. So if you got a check, if it is through the church, we'll get it to them. But I want to sow this directly into Mike and Jen. I want to sow this directly into Samuel.
Good and faithful one, you never change. You never give up. Your love calls me home into your arms and into your heart. There's a table before me, full of your goodness, full of your presence, Lord. And there's a seat called beloved, you made just for me. And here in this land, I'm free indeed. I am home. I am home. Here with you, Father. I am home. I am home. Here with you, Father. Good and faithful one, you never change. You never give up. Your love calls me home into your arms and into your heart. Oh, good and faithful one, you never change. You never give up. Your love calls me home into your arms and into your heart. And there's a table before me, full of your goodness, full of your presence, Lord. And there's a seat called beloved, you made just for me. And here in this land, I'm free indeed. there's a table before me, full of your goodness, full of your presence, Lord. And there's a seat called beloved, you made just for me. Here in this land, I'm free indeed. I am home, I am home, here with you, Father. I am home, I am home, here with you, Father. I am home, I am home, here with you, Father. I am home, I am home, here with you, Father. And your goodness is indisputable, undeniable, irrefutable. 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 And your goodness is indisputable, undeniable. And there's a table before me, full of your goodness, full of your presence, Lord. And there's a seat called beloved, you made just for me. And here in this land, I'm free indeed. And there's a table before me, full of your goodness, full of your presence, Lord. And there's a seat called beloved, you made just for me. And here in this land, I'm free indeed. I am whole, I am whole, here with you, Father. I am whole, I am whole, here with you, Father. Good and faithful one, you never change, you never give up. Your love calls me home, into your arms and into your heart. Good and faithful one, you never change, you never give up. Your love calls me home, into your arms and into your heart. There's a table before me, full of your goodness, full of your presence, Lord. And there's a seat called beloved you made just for me. And here in this land, I'm free indeed. I am home. I am home. Here with you, Father. I am home. I am home. Here with you, Father. Good and faithful one, you never change. You never give up. Your love calls me home, into your arms and into your heart. Oh, good and faithful one, you never change. You never give up. Your love calls me home. Good and faithful one, you never change. You never give up. Your love calls me home, into your arms and into your heart. Good and faithful one, you never change. You never give up. Your love calls me home, into your arms and into your heart. There's a table before me, full of your goodness, full of your presence, Lord. And there's a seat called beloved you made just for me. And here in this land, I'm free indeed. I am home. I am home. Here with you, Father. I am home. I am home. Here with you, Father. Good and faithful one, you never change. You never give up. Your love calls me home, into your arms and into your heart. Oh, good and faithful one, you never change. You never give up. Your love calls me home, into your arms and
Check,
into
check,
your
check.
heart.
All right, as we're making our way through here to the end, I need you to get with your families, or I need you to get in groups. We're going to have Sam trivia before we start partying hardy and getting down, baby. So we got a few more families coming through. So you have an opportunity to win a gift card. Maybe go out to dinner together. Where's the gift card to, Jen? Oh. All right, we got one that you can go to Cheesecake Factory, Buffalo Wild Wings, P.F. Chang's Red Lobster, and the Cracker Barrel. And then the other one, we have $45 to Target, which means we will have a first and second place. So from the prophet Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last. Yeah, keep live streaming. Let them celebrate with us. Till we start turning on the music and we're doing the Cupid Shuffle in the sanctuary and all the religious people get mad. like they're going to hell. The dude, the Cupid Shuffle at the altar. I can't believe they did the Cotton Eye Joe where people pray. I can't believe they did the cha-cha slide. All right, Neach, go ahead and cut the music down. All right. If I get Mike and Jen to come on up here. Oh, we're going lots of winners. So you could, well, it's like an open book test. I hope you were paying attention. I gave some answers. The up there gave some answers too as well. Okay, we want to make sure everybody is a blessing. Not everybody can be a winner though, all right? You got to earn your keep. So we're going to have a first, second, and fourth place. We need a piece of paper. Keep track of the points here. All right, whoever you're sitting with, that is your team. So Justin, you might want to get with your familia, or you're going to be over there with the Lucky House answering questions. Trenton's looked like he just became a Bollinger. All right, so the Bollingers might win because Trenton knows a lot of this trivia here. All right, how this works, it's going to be out of reaction time, so you got to raise your hand. All right, got to raise your hand for the answer. So we got 4 places here, top 4. Going to get a little something. We got some Target cards and then this Yum Yum card. All right, first question of the day is, all right, get your hands ready. You can't do that, Victoria. Look at her up there. She's a cheater. I was stretching. All right. Hands on your laps, but ready to fire up. Okay? Keep your eyes out for at least the top 3. Okay? When is Sam's birthday? All right, here. We got front row first. That is correct. All right. Mama Thompson's got 1 point. All right. Here comes number 2. All right. How much did Sam, no, Zarzar. How much did Sam weigh when he was born? Sean. That is correct. 4.5 pounds. Quick draw McGraw back there. You got to watch it. You throw your shoulder out of socket. Some of you older folks whipping it up quick. Man, that thing will come right out. All right. Here we go. What is Sam's, man, can't take that away from him, mighty God. What is Sam's favorite food? Clendenin's. What? Kale nuggets. Extra point. What's the other thing? That's close. Mama, she yelled out the answer. Talking out of turn. Eggs. You'd get sent to the principal's office for that. All right, Mama got a point. Clendenin's have got 4-way tie. What is Sam's favorite toy? Sharon threw it up. His guitar, there we go. Bonus point, there's one more thing. What else? Throw it up. Piano, all the way in the back. You can't yell out answers. All right, we got to go back to kindergarten. You got to raise your hand, little Johnny. All right, little Johnny. Yeah, Johnny, you got to raise your hand if you want to talk in this class, all right? All right. There's one more toy. Lovejoys don't get to compete. Now, you can go with somebody else. Ed. That is not it. Sorry, Ed. Sorry, Ed. Ed's competitive spirit. Back in the back corner, Leah Kales. Nope. 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 Noah. Huh? His like iPad? Nika. Huh? No, he walks around and sits on my lap all the time with this toy. Rylan. Nope. Mm-mm. His book. He loves his books. He loves his books. So it's kind of a toy, not a toy. Little tricky, little tricky. Okay, don't be mad at the person that made the questions. What was that? What was that? What was Sam's response when he first met Mike and Jen and they told him, Mommy and Daddy are here and you're not alone anymore? Sarah Nolan. Lucky, sorry. Lucky. Sorry, Lucky. She got married. Huh? Nope. BB. No, it was not it. That's when he found out that they bought him a Raiders jersey. Stephanie. He smiled. He was about this big. And no, seriously, when they said, Mommy and Daddy is here and you're not alone anymore in the NICU, he smiled. All right. Yep, we got it on video. Sam. All right, what's the next question? All right, we got a tie here, so we got to break this thing open. Number 7. What was Pastor Jimmy doing when he got the text about the baby adoption? Clendennin's Monday prayer meeting. 3-way tie. Number 8. A year before his birth, who prayed into the spirit of adoption? We're not done yet. Cheaters, Alice, Joey. And prophesied, Samuels are coming. Apostle Damon, Apostle D. McCoons are on the board. All right. Who came with us the first day we got to meet Sam at the hospital? Who came with Mike and Jen? McCoons again. I saw it fly up. That's right. That is correct. I wasn't there the first visitation. I was there the second visitation. Okay, so the first visitation was the Holy Ghost, and then the Father came. The triune Godhead was not there. Me and Trenton were not there. All right, we're getting closer. What is Sam's middle name? The Mitch, Stephanie. Josiah. It was on the screen. I had to say it telling the story. Because listen, when the judge said he is now officially Samuel, it was amazing. I mean, everybody went waterworks, even the judge. And that just, whoo, man, you want to talk about a heart strike. The judge was crying tears of joy with us. It was amazing. All right, last question here. How many months early was Sam born? Shauna. 2.
We got a bonus, you'd have to really know them to know this question.
Who wrote Sam a song that we sing to him every night before bed? Mel. Yep, Sarah Beth Custer. All right. We've got 4 correct answers. Shauna did her homework. Whoa! Dale going on a hot date to the Cheesecake Factory or the Cracker Barrel. Put on your cologne, evening in Akron. Woo, you're going out, baby. We have a 3-way tie to give away the gift cards. Mama Thompson. Get to go down to the Target, the Clendinions. and the Mitchells. All right. All right, at this time, our next skate will be a couples skate, couples only. Now, hey, we're going to have some fun now. We're going to put some music on, have a good time. Now you can shut the live stream off. Thank you for celebrating Sam's adoption with us. All of you Kingdom family that prayed and sowed, thank you so much. Remember this one thing, you have victory in Jesus. We'll see you here Sunday morning at 10 a.m. All right, so now at this time, I would like for